Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and to bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of those officers appointed over me according to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God.
We celebrate Veterans Day on the anniversary of the armistice that ended World War I. The armistice that began on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. The timing of this holiday is quite deliberate in terms of historical fact. But somehow it always seems quite fitting to me that this day comes deep in autumn, when the colors are muted and the days seem to invite contemplation. It is, in a way, an odd thing to honor those who died in defense of our country, in defense of us, in wars far away. The imagination plays a trick. We see these soldiers in our mind as old and wise, but most of them were boys when they died, and they gave up two lives, the one they were living and the one they would have lived. When they died, they gave up their chance to be husbands and fathers and grandfathers. They gave up their chance to be revered old men. They gave up everything for our country, for us. And all we can do is remember. I will not fail thee nor forsake thee. In memory of those who gave the last full measure of devotion, may our efforts to achieve lasting peace gain strength. Let us make a vow to our dead. Let us show them by our actions that we understand what they died for. Strengthened by their courage, heartened by their value, and borne by their memory, let us continue to stand for the ideals for which they lived and died.
In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. We shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe to assure the survival and the success of liberty.
Since the early 20th century, the American Legion has been America's leading voice for veterans and their communities. But before the American Legion came to the United States, its founders were overseas. They were over there. On February 15, 1919, an official meeting was held to discuss details on how to help solve the issues with veterans coming home.
There weren't any benefits for those who fought in World War I. You were given $60 and you got a train ticket to the closest station nearest your home.
The American Legion began their work by approaching Congress and lobbying for veterans' rights and benefits. As the Legion grew stronger in membership numbers, their programs also expanded. World War II was the deadliest conflict in military history. It is estimated that approximately 70 million people around the world were killed.
The veteran comes back, takes off his uniform, puts on his civilian clothes, and all of a sudden, he's just part of the community.
With the World War II veterans coming home, the Legion became increasingly concerned. They started working on a new legislative bill. The first ever GI Bill in 1944 was created by the American Legion.
To our veterans, the GI Bill will mean if I serve my country's going to see that I have a real opportunity.
The American Legion will never give up on efforts to achieve the fullest possible accounting for those that are missing in action.
Things would happen like radicals burning flags on the campus at Ohio State University. And sometimes that got to me to the point where I'd just about become physically sick.
The American Legion formed what is today known as the Citizens Flag Alliance, and that is to secure legal protection under the Constitution for the flag of the United States.
What higher priority can there be than having the government and the media incite Americans to be grateful to the people who offer up their lives for us? Where would we be without those people?
It is difficult to show how much we really appreciate the men and women who serve in the military. It is even more difficult for ordinary citizens to understand the readjustment and assistance needed for veterans when they return back into society.
To see the American Legion, to see the auxiliary, to see the Sons of the American Legion go out and do this work because they truly believe it, because they truly have a passion for it. It's incredibly inspiring, and it's something we can all learn from.
A strong national security, veterans affairs and rehabilitation, mentoring youth, and promoting Americanism. The American Legion truly is a national legacy.